Welcome, lovely Cancerians, October reading. We're in the kitchen because they are digging up the road all around my house. I have a t-shirt that says pretend I'm a crab, but because I'm doing it on my phone, it's reversed it and it says pretend I'm a carb. I know. I don't know what to make of that. Thoughts in the comments, please, lovely crabs. And as always, drop me a crab in the comments. Let me know what's going on with you. I always want to know what's going on with Cancerians. Oof. Hang on. What's that awkward card? Oh, you're coming out. Ooh. Okay. Maybe there's a lot you need to tell me in the comments because we just dished out the Ace of Wands. This is a card you don't get that often, actually, as Cancerians. I don't know why. I mean, there's the obvious reasons. You're a water sign. You're not, I think Cancerians move quite slowly, quite patiently, quite subtly. So you're not like, woof, Ace of Wands, get in. But think of it as a little bit of this, a little bit of Kundalini rising, a little bit of, hey up. I'm a water sign, so I can kind of relate to how that tunes in for you. It could be passion on the horizon. It could be that you have sort of a life force. Let's take some more cards. Oof. With the Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius. It could be for some of you as well that you are, and I don't want to say losing patience, but climbing up some kind of power ladder. I've had this for you for ages, okay? For the last 4 years, I've had this. Things take time, particularly for Cancerians, particularly for water signs. So I've had this sense that you are doing this, and I don't even know the word for that, like kind of climbing up like this, as if your woof is going woof like that. I know I could explain it in a more articulate way, but actually today I can't. So let's just say your woof is growing. Let me know in the comments if that resonates. I think it does. There may be a situation, and that often is with Cancerians, Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius, where you are not able to tap into the true emotion of something or someone. So it could be, and we're going to look at career, we're going to look at your love life, we're going to look at your month in general, okay? There will be an extended love reading as well, and if you want that, it will be the first link, but it won't be outside there because that's my Yarden. It will be down there in the description box. I feel like with this card, and air energy that's kind of restricted in this way always seems to affect Cancerians. I don't know what it is. It's, if you excuse the beeping, that's my dishwasher. It's like you have a wound. It's like you are able to help other people find their feelings, but at the same time, that can often mean that you're calling in other people who can't find their feelings. Well, they can, but they can't explain them to you. You can't connect with it coming back at you. So in terms of, let's say if this was your boss at work or someone you work with, you know that there's something going on, or you know that there's some kind of something at stake, but they haven't said what it is. They haven't actually outlined it. But being a empathic Cancerian, you can feel it. So you know that there's something in the air or in the water. Speaking of which, but they are not able to articulate it. In terms of relationships, this can be, again, that you may have helped a friend or a lover to find a point of connection with their own feelings, and that makes you feel warm and fuzzy because you're a Cancerian, and it's like, this is good, I'm an empath, I'm tuning into the feels, they're tuning into their feels, and now it's time for us to both tune into the feels, and then all of a sudden it's not coming back your way. Okay, more about that in the love section, which we will do in a minute. Ooh, this bloke looks like Bob Geldof after he's had a few, doesn't he? I mean, I'm assuming he has overindulged, but all the same, cripes. 9 of Cups came out in the reverse for you, okay? Now, the 9 of Cups in the reverse is, forget Bob Geldof and forget, you know, normally this card, the person looks really happy. So let's just pretend he looks really happy. It's Jupiter in Pisces. This is the universe saying, I'm calling it in. You know, it's like, what do you want, lovely Cancerians? What do you want? What's in your heart? What's your heart's desire? And it feels like you may have disconnected from what your actual true heart's desire is, which happens to us water signs. It's sometimes encouraged by others. And think back here to when you were young. If you grew up in a household where you were encouraged to squash your feelings, shove that stuff under the carpet, you know, not to cry particularly, and that will be especially poignant for 1 or 2 of you as well. There's something here where the universe says, actually what you want, Cancerians, is all right. And you don't have to justify it to anybody. And the biggest thing is, you don't have to justify it to yourself. The heart wants what it wants. Let's just start with that, okay? The heart wants what it wants. But there is something blocking what you want. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean there's something literally, an obstacle in the way of, I want this. It's more like you can't access what you want because it's been so long that you've been wanting on behalf of others, putting yourself not even second, but like not even there. So this can happen particularly to our empathic friends. Hit me up in the comments if you're an empath. That is a life of it's a very beautiful thing to be an empath, but it's also really hard work, isn't it? Okay, so the universe is telling you that you have this rocket. It's like you have this woof of desire. You have something or someone or whatever it is that you want that matters, that should matter, that is a big part of destiny for you. Like you are craving a piece of the jigsaw that would really, really fit, okay? But at the same time, there is a disconnect here, either on their part, your part, or somewhere in the mixture of the in between. And so that we have not enough access to what our heart's desire is. And then we get the moon. So you're ruled by the moon. You are governed by something that we kind of understand it, but we also don't, you know? The cycles of the moon, the way they affect the tides, that's unbelievably weird and fabulous, but we don't really understand it. There is something around your situation about being in your subconscious. And it's difficult because it's a fine line between sort of daydreaming, fantasy thinking, magical thinking, and genuinely dropping into your subconscious, your soul feeling, the essence of what it means to be you, okay? And this is what the universe is craving for you. It's like, who are you? Oh, I love that you get this next. You get the moon and then you get the star. What is your North Star? What is guiding you? What is important to you? But not just in a, I think I need to have this way, but in an absolutely I can feel this in my water. I know this. High priestess type knowledge, okay? So it feels like manifesting, but not in a shallow, it's not always shallow, that's not right. This is manifesting, but not as most people know it. Manifesting, often you are going to think to yourself, you know, I can either write in my journal, I can do my vision board, and all of those things are good. They start to tap into the universal consciousness. But then you go a step further, and this is where you don't have something specific in mind. So let's say you don't have a specific person in mind for a relationship. You don't have £1 million or a car, or, I mean, it's not really usually that for water signs actually, but you know what I mean. Whatever it is you're wanting to manifest, you move beyond the objects and into the feeling. And that's where you're casting yourself into a universal pool of collective consciousness. You are believing that the universe is your guiding star and that it will guide you towards the best thing for you. And that requires a lot of courage and faith. And I don't know what's happened to my fringe today, but it's really annoying me. And it also kind of getting into your higher self. So being your higher self, being in your higher energy, not being prescriptive, not being very human. Your spirit on a human journey this month, and probably all the rest of them, but particularly it's going to come to the forefront. So this is not what you want as a human. This is what you want as a spirit. Okay? We're talking really reduced down to your absolute essence of who you are. I like this for you. Let me know in the comments, lovely Cancerians. Yeah, okay. 7 of Wands. At some point, you will stand up for something. Now, it won't look necessarily like this, or like it does for a lot of other people. It won't necessarily, because you're a Cancerian, look like, you know, you're really kind of, come on then, I'm going to stand up for myself. That's not really you. This is having the conviction of this. Not needing feedback from anybody, not needing to know, you know, it's going to happen because I've seen this proof. This is you sticking to your spiritual guns here. You're like, I'm feeling it. That's it. But make sure that you are feeling it, because this is not compensatory. This is not doing it for someone else. This is literally you feeling what you need to feel. Should we also look at your love life? Nope, not that one. Yes. That one. Okay. I think this is a very deep level of being. That's what we're talking about here. A very deep level of being. When you're a water sign, you kind of always know that that is there, but you don't always get the chance to go there, you know, because we've got to live with the muggles. You've got to live in the 3D. You've got to live in the everyday with the bricks and the bills and feed the dog and whatever. But this is a very private time for you. This is a very exciting time for you. Okay, I want to look at this. First card I get is the King of Cups in the reverse. There is something here. For some of you, this is going to represent, God, it's such a weird emotional connection with somebody that is a bit, you don't really know where it is. It's a bit out of hand. King of Cups in the reverse is a bit like waterfalls, you know, and feelings and God. It doesn't mean a water sign as in that the other person is a water sign. It doesn't mean anything to do with that, actually. This is to do with the other person and your situation being messy and not having necessarily emotional boundaries. Now, I don't know why that is, and we're going to dig in, but there's something here. We've got Jupiter in Capricorn, the Two of Pentacles. There's something here about you finding things in your life that are quite practical that are going to help you to shape a boundary around this, which sounds weird and is weird, but water signs are weird. It's like we go with the weird because the weird works for us. I know that's the way it is. So we have King of Cups is spilled. We have the Two of Pentacles making adjustments in your life, and this can be something as simple as getting more sleep or tidying your house or clearing out a cupboard that gave you the ick, because this is about bravely confronting something. But you don't have to be, because this is quite a messy situation, I think. You don't have to bravely confront this person. You can do it through clearing out the back of your wardrobe. The energy is cleared regardless. We also get the Three of Swords for you. This is about healing your heart, healing your wounds, healing your heart, healing your situation, healing yourself. And also, Four of Pentacles, there's something here about taking back power again. Keeping your hands on your emotional purse. This is Sun in Capricorn. There's something here about spilling out, things spilling out, feelings spilling out of them, of you, of the situation. There are a lot of chords and strings here with this particular Three of Swords. It's probably my favourite Three of Swords, and that's quite difficult because most of them are pretty gruesome. This one is a satin heart, and it's been stitched and repaired, and it's kind of, there are chords and strings attaching you to this situation, and I get that. And then there's this need to bring it back in, to bring something back into you. That card is for you. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles, we're doing the work. And this is practical. And you can use any kind of earth energy that you may have for this, because it's going to be good. This is Sun in Virgo, the Eight of Pentacles. We've always got somebody kind of, this is the more modern version, who's working, you know, at some kind of weird desk with loads of food. Who has all that food? This is not what it was like when I worked at a desk. We had a staff tuck box, and you like an honesty box, you know, where you put in a quid or whatever and got yourself a couple of Twixes for lunchtime. Anyway, that's another story. This is about doing the work consciously and practically. And tell us a bit more about this, please, because frankly, I'm very interested. Yeah, okay, that one. Queen of Swords, just as I was about to shuffle, she's there. Queen of Swords is boundaries. It's very important with this person, okay, with the Four of Wands. Okay, if you're wondering if there is some really weird cord attachment / unspoken weird subconscious energy between you and this person, there is. We've got the Four of Wands, which always means there's this kind of, it's twin flame, 1111, all of the weirdness. We're sort of almost isolated in our own island of consciousness, you and this person. but it plays out really weird in the 3D, and it can be very difficult to describe or to digest or to live with. Oh, I'm loving that you get that though. And then we get the Fool. We had 2 eclipses in September, especially the first one, the one in Pisces, was a lot to deal with for water signs. But it did make us reconsider our emotional priorities. Okay, that's good. There it is again. And there is a new cycle beginning. It's kind of beginning with or without you. So I'll give you the heads up. If you can jump on or off board, then, and I don't mean that literally, it will be so much more beneficial for you. So if you can get yourself into a place where you've got your North Star, you've got your moon energy and you're not apologizing for it, you're in your feminine, you're rested, you're believing in yourself, however weird whatever is going on is, you don't have to justify it to anybody else. If you can get yourself into that alignment, this is going to really play out. I'm not going to say play out well for you, because it's not a case of good or bad, but you're going to find yourself in the right place with the right person at the right time. Okay? We get Temperance, which I really, really like. And this is playing it from both sides, taking the chaos, taking the love, because you're going to feel lots of feelings. You're going to have chaos, love, excitement, passion, fear. All of those things are kind of going around like this, all this energy. And Temperance is just saying, just treat them like balls of chi, okay? And just move with it, move with it. That's why I'm saying with the physical could really help you, like clearing out the wardrobe, but also doing things like Tai Chi. I can't say this one, but Qigong? I always call it Qigong. I know it isn't, but that one. Any form of body awareness movement, it's going to push the energy around, but it's also going to shape the energy of your love life, of your career, of everything. And that bad boy's back again. 5 of Swords, Venus in Aquarius. This is the energy of, yeah, we've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the energy of whoever or whatever is still holding out on you after that time. So when we've got the Fool, it ushers in a sense of clarity that comes from deep within, because you're kind of doing the work, but you're also conscious of being in your moon energy, not apologizing for it, and not really restricting what you're asking for with the universe, but just wanting to become a higher and better version of yourself. And what that means is, if there is still this energy of something or someone holding out, you may not care as much, not notice as much, and not react as much. Yeah, 9 of Wands. You're going to be defended. And from that place, it's not the same as being defensive, okay? So from that place of structure and boundary and sort of having built a decent fence, not a wall, but a decent fence, you can then assess your situation and think to yourself, how am I feeling about this person? Rather than being very caught up with how are they feeling about me, it's how am I feeling about this person? Where is my energy at? And how authentic am I being to myself and to the universe? That will then spill out into your love life, into your career, into your energy, and make it stronger, and make you stronger, and also make what is surrounding you better quality, higher status. I like this reading for you. In the extended reading, I am also going to look at what's holding this back, the shadow side. So this could be a shared shadow side that you and another love connection somehow tap into together. I'm kind of getting that a bit. So I'm going to explore that, which is going to be quite weird, I think, and interesting, and a lot of channeling for that. And then we will look as well, more specifically, at your best way forward from this point in your love life, in your situation, but also for yourself, because it's all part of the same thing. I'm going to go dust off. I'm going to use some different decks for the extended. The link is below in the description box. I'm going to go and do it now, and I will see you on the other side. Lovely Cancerians. Remember, I'm a carb. Namaste.